Hello there, this is Simon, authorized Kajabi template creator, and today I wanted to cover backgrounds and how to get some really cool looking styles to your web pages using Kajabi. Today I'm going to be working with this template here. This is my media kit slash speaker page. I call this the Brooklyn collection. And this is more of a darker theme. So I'll scroll down the page so you can kind of see what this looks like. And then I'm going to show you how I created this on the back end inside of Kajabi. And then we're also going to go over to Canva too, so I can show you how basically the sizes that I use for background images. So you can see right here on this top header section, they call this the hero section. You can see that there's kind of a black faded out background. This chair here, it's kind of got a black aesthetic, which I love. And it contrasts really well with the white text here, as well as the black and white image. So when I hop into Kajabi, well, before I go there, I wanted to show you this. So if you notice a lot of my designs, I'll have kind of an alternating, like I'll have a background in this block here, and then the next block will be like a solid background. And then I'll have a background in this one too. And you can see that the background kind of stays in the same place as I scroll down. I'll show you how to do that. But you can see that I like to alternate these blocks. Just, I think it gives the page a beautiful look to it. So now that you've seen what this looks like, I'm going to hop over into this inside of the Kajabi editor and show you what I'm doing. So basically, over here on the left, you see all the different sections that comprise the web page, right? So this first one right here is just a hero with an image. That's what they call this section. You got your text and your image. And if I click on the background right here and then go over to the left-hand sidebar and click on this, you can do a few things with this, right? So I can select either no image and no video, or image or video. So that's how you get, like, if you wanted to have a video in the background, you could select that and upload it here. I like to use images, but you can see that right here is the image that I put in. And then another thing that I love to do is check, this is a checkbox right here. So if I don't use a fixed background image, you can see how that image scrolls along as I scroll down the page. Now, if I click this checkbox here, the image will stay where it is. And I think it's kind of cool because it gives it more of a three-dimensional look to it, right? So that feature is just this little button right here, fixed background image. And then where it says background color, so what this is all about is you can go into this color editor. If you have a hex code, you can put that in right here. If you're working with straight black, the code is 000000, and it'll give it a straight black like this. And then what I like to do is put an image behind it and then change the transparency. So this slider that I'm pulling over on the left, as I move it further and further left, you can see that image start to appear. So that's what gives it that tinted look. And you can do the same thing with white if you wanted. So the code for white is 6Fs. So if I wanted to have it like an all white background, I could do that. And if I wanted to put an image behind it, I could start to change the transparency and it will start to show up like that, right? Problem with that is it makes it makes it hard for you to see the text in there. So I do like to use contrasting colors. And on this page, the preference for me is to use all black. Oops. And then bring the slider in so you can see it. And then once I have it set up the way that I want, then of course, like everything you want to click save, and that will save it in there. Now, let me show you, I want to talk a little bit about image sizes and how to build some really cool backgrounds. So for these big sections, kind of the dimensions that I want to use, I'll go over to Canva, right? And I'll just go in here, click on file, and then create a new design. And I'll use custom size. And the size I love to use for Kajabi is 2880 by 1200. And then you create new design. Since I already have this up, I'm not going to create a new design. But what I love to do is just play around with different designs on here. And sometimes, this is a pretty big file here. So sometimes I'll use multiple images. So right here, you can see that this is 3 different images in one, but it's that same size, 2880 pixels by 1200. And then on a design, I'll usually have a few different variations. So I'll just add a page, right? And it'll drop another one that's the same dimensions. You'll notice here, this has a black background as well. And the reason for that is I can also do that transparency thing here if I wanted. So I can either do it in the background image itself, or I can do it right on Kajabi. I like to do it on Kajabi because then I have a little bit more control over it. But yeah, that's how I build my background images. You can see that for this page, I've created multiple variations of this black as aesthetic. I did one with a speaker here, and then just kind of an abstract background. Here's a flower. Here's some shapes, but I'll create a bunch of different variations. On this, it looks like I have about 12 different variations of backgrounds that I can use for that same template. I don't use them all, but I like to create them and just see which looks best in there. I can play around with the different images and decide on which one I want to go. The one last thing that I wanted to share with you here is if I'm, as I'm downloading these images, sometimes they're just too big and Kajabi wants it to be a certain size. So I'll go in here and click compress file to lower quality. And I haven't really noticed a big difference when I do that. I think it still looks good. But in a nutshell, that is a top to bottom on how I work with backgrounds in Kajabi. Thanks so much. Oh, by the way, if you want to purchase this template, you can just drop into the description. I'll have a link for you there. Thanks so much.